Tyson, a Canadian YouTuber and owner of the Tyson Pierce channel, has gained significant attention with one of his most watched videos, which has surpassed 2 million views. In this video, Tyson, his brother, and a close family friend decided to venture deep into the Canadian wilderness to build a shelter. Their day was going smoothly. They gathered stones, worked on constructing their shelter, and enjoyed the peacefulness of the night. But suddenly, everything changed, and their calm adventure turned into a real-life nightmare.
You just slightly to share.
At around 4:30 a.m., Tyson glanced at his phone and noticed an emergency alert. Moments later, a violent storm rolled in, trapping them deep in the forest. The sky darkened and fear took hold of them. They had no choice but to take refuge in their shelter, hoping to withstand the storm's brutal force.
Tornado! Stay low! Stay low! Stay low! Stay low! Stay! 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 Stay low!
Is it leaving?
No! Stay! Stay! Stay low, buddy! Stay! 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 It is a small ball! It is a small ball! It is a small ball! Stay low! No, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. Fuck!
No, we're dying. We're dying. We're dying.
No, stay. Shit, bro!
Oh my god.
With every passing second, their anxiety grew. After the storm passed, they emerged from their hiding place, only to be met with a scene of destruction. Several trees had been uprooted, and the once familiar tranquil forest had been completely transformed. Now that the danger had passed, they wasted no time leaving the area, grateful to have survived such a terrifying experience. Without a doubt, this was a moment they would never forget. Jay, the owner of the Fishing 5050 channel, runs a fishing-focused channel that explores the mysteries of lakes and oceans. On August 8, 2023, they released a video in which Jay and a friend embarked on a fishing trip, hoping to spend a peaceful and relaxing day by the water. But as night fell, their tranquility was replaced by a deep and unsettling fear. After a long day of fishing, one of them was resting inside his tent when a strange noise echoed through the silent night, creating an eerie sense of unease. Suddenly, a terrifying growl resonated in the darkness, jolting him awake. In an instant, he grabbed his gun and aimed it at the tent's entrance, feeling as if something or someone was watching him from outside.
I just woke up. I heard something like a weird noise. What the hell is it? There's something else.
Believing the threat had passed, he cautiously stepped out of the tent and decided to light a fire, hoping it would keep whatever was lurking at bay. Yet, the unsettling sensation of being watched refused to fade. Then, out of nowhere, a chilling sound erupted from behind him. His heart pounded as he turned around cautiously, an overwhelming sense of dread washing over him. He felt as though something in the darkness was silently observing his every move. But just as he turned to look behind him, the video abruptly cut to black, leaving behind an air of suspense and unease. Some viewers whispered theories among themselves, speculating that perhaps it was just a hungry animal prowling in the shadows, searching for its next meal. But could anyone truly say for sure what was lurking in the depths of the night? This is Corey, a YouTuber and the owner of the Abandoned Boise channel, where many of his videos feature abandoned places, live game streams, open discussions, short films, music videos, and much more. But in this video, he decided to explore a remote forest, unaware of what awaited him. Suddenly, a strange and unexpected sound shattered the silence. Something was lurking nearby, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. Then, he captured something beyond imagination, something no one had ever seen before. A disturbing noise suddenly rose from the branches as if something was moving rapidly. Corey stopped, trying to understand what was happening.
Yeah, I hear that? What the hell is that?
Then, a faint and horrifying moan echoed nearby, as if someone was in pain and agony. As Corey cautiously stepped through the trees trying to grasp the situation, something in the shadows caught his attention. A group of silent figures had gathered in one spot, but instead of speaking, they emitted eerie, incomprehensible sounds. Corey suddenly felt his heart stop for a moment. Something was approaching him. The sound of heavy footsteps crushing dry leaves filled the air. It seemed like the figure was holding something, perhaps a dangerous object.
What the What the hell? Y'all seeing this?
Corey didn't wait to find out what it was. His instincts screamed at him to run, and he sprinted through the trees with all his might. When he finally stopped to catch his breath and looked behind him, terror gripped him completely. The figure was still there, only a few meters away, staring directly at him. Was this just a terrifying prank, or was it something beyond comprehension? The heavy silence of the forest seemed to conceal the truth. But one thing was certain. Corey had miraculously survived. Master Truck Driver, a well-known channel where the majority of experiences are shared from the truck with its audience. He often records videos showcasing his daily challenges and adventures. But on the night of September 12th, 2023, something happened that took many by surprise. As usual, he was in his truck when suddenly two loud knocks hit his truck's window, as if someone was trying to get his attention.
What? What is this?
He paused for a moment, looked outside, but saw nothing except complete darkness. He assumed it might have been an animal or a natural sound, so he ignored it. However, less than 2 minutes later, the same sound repeated. Now, feeling both curiosity and concern, he grabbed his flashlight and stepped out of the truck to investigate.
Fuck.
The beam of his light illuminated the surrounding parking lot, but there was no sign of anyone. Despite finding nothing, an uneasy feeling lingered, so he returned to his truck, locked the doors, and tried to come up with a logical explanation for what had happened. Although the rest of the night passed in silence, an unsettling sensation stayed with him until morning. What could have caused this? Despite years of experience in the profession, he had never encountered such an incident before. Some believe it could be an unexplained phenomenon, while others think someone might have been trying to scare him. Michael, the owner of the Mighty Mouse channel, is passionate about sports and camping. This time, he planned a camping trip deep in the forest. Excited for the adventure ahead, he wanted to make the most of every moment amidst the snowy landscape, hoping to inspire others and encourage a more active lifestyle. But what he didn't know was that the forest's apparent tranquility might not last. Everything seemed normal and peaceful, the perfect setting for an overnight stay. Without wasting time, Michael began setting up his shelter and preparing for the night. He was glad to have his cat Belle by his side, but he had no idea what awaited him. His calm adventure might turn into an unexpected and chilling experience. Once the camp was fully set up, Michael watched the sunset as darkness slowly enveloped the forest. As night fell, his excitement for the experience grew, and he enjoyed the company of Belle. But gradually the sounds of the forest gave the night a different atmosphere, whispers that hinted he was no longer alone. Michael heard the distant howl of a coyote. Though it was far away, it unsettled him. Still, he chose to brush off his worries and focused on preparing his dinner. The fire's warm glow and Belle's comforting presence reassured him. But as he got ready for bed, the distant howls continued to echo in his ears.
Yeah, so that was a little spooky. They sounded pretty close. I reckon.
Despite the relative silence, an eerie feeling crept over him. The thought that the coyotes might be getting closer lingered in his mind. He was confident that the fire would keep them at bay, so he tried to stay calm and enjoy his meal. But just as he started to feel at ease, things took a troubling turn. Suddenly, piercing howls shattered the night's silence, this time much closer. A pack of coyotes had appeared near his camp. Michael tried to remain composed, knowing that these animals typically don't attack humans. But protecting Belle was his top priority.
Oh no, Belle.
Fear crept into him, but he stayed alert. He knew that leaving the forest in the dark could be challenging and even dangerous. So he decided to stay put, hoping the coyotes would lose interest and move on. Yet the eerie howls echoed once more, this time even closer. Michael's sense of unease deepened as he realized just how vulnerable he and Belle were in the heart of the dark forest. For long, tense minutes, silence hung over the camp, until finally the howls faded away. But the unsettling feeling of being watched remained. Michael tried to rest, but his concern for Belle's safety kept him awake for most of the night. This trip taught him an important lesson, that nature is always unpredictable, and even the calmest adventures can turn into moments filled with thrill and suspense. Uncharted Travel is a channel known for exploring abandoned locations around the world. It often ventures into remote and dangerous areas, pushing the boundaries of the unknown. On November 1st, 2019, the channel released a video that shocked many viewers.
Isolated prison in the middle of nowhere in Canada. I'm going to be going alone, and I'm going to be staying the night.
One of its most thrilling adventures was a journey to the abandoned Camp Bison prison in Canada. To reach this eerie location, the YouTuber had to hike for 2 hours, facing challenges such as the risk of encountering bears and mountain lions. A journey more suited for seasoned adventurers than ordinary travelers. Camp Bison was built in 1958 and once housed around 850 inmates. It was a self-sustaining facility, producing its own food and generating its own energy, However, in 1975, due to security concerns and lack of maintenance, it was permanently shut down and has remained abandoned ever since. The site is extremely difficult to access, and only the most daring explorers can make their way inside. Upon arriving at the prison, the YouTuber began exploring its various sections, including the abandoned cells and hallways. He decided to spend the night in the old dining hall, believing it to be the safest area in the building.
I believe. I thought they were cigarettes at first, but they're actually paint bullets. Like you'd use them as like mock ammunition.
However, as night fell, the atmosphere grew heavy and eerie. At first, he heard faint, unidentifiable noises, which didn't seem alarming. But soon he realized he was not alone.
An animal, I don't know. Of course now it's... Did you hear that? I hope that mic picked that up. Okay, let me get my shoes on.
It quickly became evident that several coyotes had approached the area. What initially sounded like distant calls were now much closer, and the animals were boldly moving toward his tent. The coyotes began circling the tent, gradually closing the distance. Realizing he couldn't just wait, he grabbed a knife and flashlight, then suddenly burst out of the tent, making noise to scare them off. The tactic worked momentarily, scattering the animals. But before long, they returned, this time even bolder than before.
On the second floor, beneath me. Oh my God. There's a pack of coyotes out in the woods over there. Let's just hope to God they don't come up here.
Ultimately, the YouTuber decided to move his camp to the prison rooftop, hoping to stay out of the coyotes' reach. He later described this as one of the most terrifying experiences of his life, as he felt completely isolated, with no connection to the outside world, and in a situation where he was being hunted. With the sunrise, a striking contrast emerged: the breathtaking beauty of nature versus the fear he had endured the night before. This journey highlighted that urban exploration and abandoned site adventures require not only excitement, but also courage, resilience, and mental preparedness. The video's release sparked widespread reactions, ranging from admiration for the YouTuber's bravery to discussions about the real dangers of solo adventures in such places. Would you ever dare to experience something like this? This is Jack, the owner of the Van Life Adventures with Jack channel, a fearless YouTuber known for his adventurous journeys living in a van. But in this video, he set out on a solo camping trip in the remote Scottish wilderness. Upon arriving at his destination, he parked next to two other vehicles. Everything seemed normal, at least at first. After a short walk, he approached an old castle to explore it. But when he returned, the entire area, where a few cars had been parked earlier, now looked completely abandoned.
Although I have seen people around, so there may be some people here later. This is just Castle Campbell Car Park for anyone who does car camping or wants to do it as well. There's no signs saying no overnight sleeping or camping or anything like that, so we should be good. The location so far seems quite good as well.
An eerie, heavy silence filled the air. No one was in sight. As night approached, the weather changed, creating a mysterious and unsettling atmosphere. While trying to prepare dinner, he felt like something strange was happening. He had some snacks to keep himself occupied, spent some time on his phone, and then decided to rest.
And you are not going in the stadium without an official piece of merch. So they bought me this beanie, and I still have it to this day. That's like 7, 8 years old now.
But something around him seemed to be shifting. His peaceful night quickly took a terrifying turn. Suddenly, he was startled awake by the sound of vehicles pulling in. The silence of the night was shattered by the rumble of engines. The echoes of the motors in the surrounding wilderness heightened the sense of unease.
Somebody has parked the car. What the fuck? I am going to prepare to leave this area.
In the darkness and growing sense of danger, Jack decided to trust his instincts. He quickly jumped into the driver's seat, started his van, and drove away without hesitation, searching for a safer place to stay. Sometimes, the only thing that can keep you safe is that gut feeling. Jack had always been drawn to the tranquility of nature, but this time, he realized that solitude might be hiding something far more terrifying. On September 1st, 2022, Kevin, the popular content creator behind the YouTube channel KS Blog, where he shared his exciting camping experiences and love for photography, decided to head to the peaceful hills of North Shropshire. He expected the trip to be a calm and enjoyable experience, much like his previous journeys. However, what happened that night completely surprised him. After preparing his vehicle for the night and having a simple meal, Kevin decided to take a walk at sunset. He grabbed his camera and captured the beautiful golden hour scenes while enjoying the sunset. As night fell and the air grew colder, he returned to his shelter and prepared to rest. After a short time watching television, he decided to sleep early to wake up at dawn for the sunrise. But his sleep was suddenly interrupted.
A sprinter, I think, now the other side. But basically, you can hear now. I don't know if you can hear this. But yeah. The car, the keys, it's been shaken. Now, I think basically it is, there's sheep here as well as there's horses. I don't know, but yeah.
He heard unusual noises from outside his vehicle. Curiosity and concern led Kevin to begin recording these strange sounds. What made this even more terrifying was when his vehicle shook, as if some unknown force was moving it from outside. Terrified, Kevin decided to stay inside and not step out of the vehicle. After a while, everything returned to silence, but Kevin's mind remained troubled. He spent the rest of the night in anxiety, constantly thinking about what could have caused this event. With no clear answers, this mysterious experience was forever etched in his memory as one of the scariest nights he would never forget. Subscribe and watch the next video.